it's Pikachu. So I just wanted to get on here and say something about something I've been dealing with for a while, and I know I'm not the only person who deals with this. So what I want to talk about is that recently I have came across that I feel uncomfortable with a specific topic or a specific thing that happens not only to me but a lot of people who are in the disability community, and that is a little bit of people pushing religion on us. And before I say this, I want to make everyone clear that this is just my opinion. I am not speaking for the whole community, not all disabilities, not all blind people. Everyone feels differently about this. But the best way I can explain it in my own opinion and how I feel comfortable to uncomfortable about this topic is that green light, yellow light, red light. So for me, I feel comfortable in the green light section, like green section, for like when people go, can I like do love and prayers, or like sending my thoughts out to you, and little things like that, like simple things like that I feel comfortable with when I say things about my vision problem online, and I'm fine with that. When it comes to the yellow part section, is more like when I'm out in public and someone comes up to me and they're like, can I pray for you? Can I pray for you? And you have no idea how much this happens to a lot of us. I do public transportation a lot, and there'll be random people who just sit next to me, and it'll be like nighttime, and I'm just, I'm trying to focus on where I'm going, and they'll just come up to me, can I pray for you? And I'm like, sure. And then they're like, okay, prayer. And then they'll say, can you see now? And I'm just like, how do I break it to you that I can't? So I'll just like sometimes I'll actually lie and say, yeah, a little bit. Or sometimes I'll be like, thank you, I guess. Like, it's hard because those are very uncomfortable situations. There'll be people who I heard, like Molly Berg, she has talked about this before, and one of her what not to say to a blind person, she said it's kind of offensive, and I just find it very awkward, to be real with you. There'll be people who just come up to you and they'll just hold onto your hand and they'll just be like, I'm praying for you, I'm praying for you. One thing I always share in June on my Facebook is actually that I don't care how many times you have seen King of the Hill's Christmas episode of Hank going blind, and the preacher putting his hand on Hank saying, let this man see again, and he sees again. It's just like, that's not how it works. But people think that, so I feel uncomfortable when people try to do that to me, and especially when it's strangers. But I try to let it be, and it just sucks. So that's the uncomfortable part. So I'll say that's the yellow area. But the red part is more like people I know. The people I know. And this is more personal because recently when I went more blind, I noticed a lot of friends came to me in like direct messages and telling me and pushing their beliefs on me and saying that if you don't believe hard enough, you will never be cured. I have a visual impairment that is Aniridia, or as Carrie from Live Accessible says, Anirdia Syndrome, and there is no real cure for it. So although I do believe in God, I feel like everyone else who is pushing it on me, who do believe in God at the same time, don't want to accept me at the same time. And that's really hurtful in a way. So I guess that's where I draw the line and say it's kind of offensive too. And it's really hurtful to say that, and to hope, and to like, not hope, believe that that's how my friends feel. Like, I know they're doing it in their best interest, but it really sucks when someone you have close to you, and then they just turn out of nowhere going, hey, here's a whole story about this person who was blind and they went back to perfect vision because they believed hard enough, or sending you many videos on how this preacher made this person see again. It's just like, wow, you're really pushing it on me, man. You're really pushing it on me. Now, don't get me wrong, like I said, I am comfortable enough for people to like pray for me and stuff like that. It's just to a certain point where it starts to feel uncomfortable and offensive in a way. So going from love and prayers and crossing the line to you can't believe, you don't believe hard enough, so this is your fault on why you're not cured by now, is very hurtful in a way. I literally just lost a friend because he literally did not think I was praying hard enough, that I was not accepting myself. I finally accepted that I am blind. I'm visually impaired. My whole life I went high functioning. I never really thought about my blindness until last year, 2020. I didn't think about it until I actually started the hemorrhage thing. And it's just like, why am I doing this to myself? I am blind. I am blind. I need to learn what my fellow blind people use to make it out there. So instead of hiding myself in the house and just sleeping all day and doing this and that to just wait for a cure, I just started learning voiceover and doing other things. And like I said, I do believe, but I just find it a little offensive when people are pushing on you and it feels like they don't accept you. That's how it felt. It feels like the ones that push it the most on you, or me per se, is that they're not really accepting you for you because they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to have someone who is blind in their life. And that's how it felt and it feels. So just please know that even with the best intentions, sometimes it can be uncomfortable or offensive to some, because even religion is hard enough for even those who believe. You really don't know what they're dealing with or what they are. And for me, there's a part of me that religion, most people who are religious don't really believe in people like me to believe, or with the disability. It's really complicated. It's really complicated to say this because I don't want to out myself. But yeah, it's just hard. So sometimes it can feel like contradicting, and sometimes it can feel like, I don't know. I want to get it out there that I know I'm not alone. And when it comes to this, it's just sometimes you got to think about like green light, yellow light, red light. Like, am I being too offensive? Will I come off? It's hard. For not just me, but for a lot of other people. And like I said, just try to think more about that. And I hope a lot of people understand. I know this is a really tough subject to talk about because a lot of people don't want to really talk about it. But we have to talk about it because one day someone is going to feel too uncomfortable to the point where they're just going to lie and pretend they're not. Oh, like me, for me, like I said earlier, I pretended and I just didn't think about me being blind to the point where it actually hurt me and put me in danger. So you have to think about things like that. Like it could hurt someone in the long run. So yeah, I hope this video comes off okay. I'm really nervous. I actually was shaking the whole time, but yeah. I hope everyone has a great weekend or a great week whenever this is posted. So, bye.